takes a while. And I think we have like 20 seconds lag as well. It's preparing to live stream the meeting.
Oh,
Yay.
I can even see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll see. Seconds lag as well. It's preparing to live stream the meeting. Yay.
oh,
Okay, well, I need to mute the YouTube channel because otherwise we're gonna be. When I did the test, it was so funny because I did a test, like I said a sentence, and then it was going along and along and along. Anyhow, we're live on YouTube, I think. Can you say something, either of you, just to make
Something.
sure?
hello, hello.
Okay. I hope it's just. Oh yeah, good. So when you talk, you're on the screen, you're on the YouTube channel live. When I talk, I'm on the screen. So I'm gonna try and talk as little as possible.
No, you talk a lot too. That's good.
And an email should have gone out for people to join us as well. And I'm going to also send it on our social media so that people can join us. Okay. And then we will officially start. Oh, what's the weather like, Lisa?
Well, it's actually quite warm today. We're very happy about that. Obviously, nearing the end of the day, I can see I was looking at just looking at you and Robert's screens. You've got this bright sunlight in the background, and I've
Yeah.
got, well, we're getting near the end of the day here. So,
We've actually got a lot of rain right now.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's light,
There is
but,
light. You've got a
but there's
beautiful
no,
light room.
you can't see the sun today.
No, okay. Oh, that's not. It's not clear in the video at least
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
It's the
Here, I've
magic of
got.
Hollywood.
The California vibe permeates.
Yeah, we had two very unhappy dogs this morning with the rain.
Oh,
It's funny. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna send this. I'm not great at this.
you're probably a lot better than us.
Well, you've never done it before, right?
Nope.
Okay, live now. And then we're gonna do a link.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I am fine, Robert. And how are you? You've been working nonstop and have barely had time to even look up from everything you've been working on, have you?
This is true. This is true.
I've missed bantering with you. We haven't had our usual bantering meetings.
I didn't do any work yesterday. I had some surgery yesterday on my back. I mean, surgery on my back, and I was intubated for an hour, which is why my throat is feeling quite weird today.
Mm.
And my voice sounds a little different.
Got a very bar singer kind of.
Yes, yes, yeah.
You can see I've got a slightly swollen lip as well.
That wasn't obvious. That's not very evident. So,
Yeah.
but I'm hopefully you're feeling better.
So far, so good.
Yes, good. Pain-free, hopefully completely.
Early days.
Yeah, okay. Well, every shot we shall all cross our fingers and toes because I know how debilitating it can be to have back pain. I had it for many years, so yeah, it's not fun.
And to hair. Yes.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to say that we've got people joining us here from Chris and Bex and Mario. Apparently it's sunny but chilly in Oregon, says Chris. And we've got Elaine from the UK weaving. I'm assuming it's Similar to here maybe today. Anyhow, thank you everyone for being here for our live on hair. Where I've got Lise Andersen and Robert Tisserand talking to you about our latest Tisserand Institute course, Essential Hair Care. We're very excited about it. It's something new that we're doing. It's a co-tutored course. We have done Lisa and Robert teaching together, but this is really, really together. We really wanted to combine their skills, and I wanted to have them here to chat, to banter a little bit about the course and about what it was like to work on it, and hopefully get you everyone else interested in the course and a little bit in how we do courses at the Tisserand Institute. So, Lisa, hair. What was the first? You are. I mean, there's nothing you cannot formulate when you decide you wanna have a go at something, whether it's makeup, whether it's a cleanser, soap, balms, emulsions, everything. What was the first hair product that you decided like, okay, I want to have a go at this one. I want to just like see what I can do.
You mean like ever for in my beginning or during the for creating this course? What did you mean?
Ever.
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did. I made the absolute typical newbie mistake, which I think everyone makes it. I actually still make them sometimes. I think, well, this shouldn't take too long. I formulated a shampoo. It was an absolute disaster. I thought, well, this can't be all that difficult. There's, some soapy bits and some watery bits and some things that are good for your hair. Can't be a problem at all. And it was an absolute disaster, like I said. But of course, I wanted to do natural. I didn't want to be using the petrochemical and the synthetic ingredients, which makes it even more challenging because you're bringing botanicals and things in. So yeah, it was took me, I think, almost a year before I had gotten, okay, now we're getting there. Now we're getting there. Obviously, I didn't work on it nonstop. Otherwise, I would have gone nuts. But yeah, I thought it would be very easy to just put a shampoo together, and no, it turned out no, not that easy.
And by the way, dear listeners, the reason Lisa said more, introducing botanical extracts made it more challenging is because they need preserving more than anything else. Yeah.
They're yummy for all the bacteria. So shampoo, a liquid one or a solid
It
one?
was a liquid one. Yeah, I know solid didn't even exist back then. We're talking last century here. We're talking a while back. So it was quite, I hadn't heard of solid shampoos at that time. So I don't think they actually, they might have existed. But no, it was a liquid shampoo, which of course even more challenging. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad you overcame the challenge. That's one thing with Lisa is like, oh, here's a challenge. I'm gonna crack that open. And the last time we spoke, it was even if someone tells you something can't be done, then you're like, well, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Okay, Robert, question for you. So
Yes.
we're talking about hair care, and I know we're talking about essential oils, of course. That's the whole thing. We're gonna bring essential oils into hair care. But usually when we buy shampoo, we're considering the effects or what we want it to do, but the smell is also important. And sometimes essential oils smell wonderful. Sometimes they smell medicinal. Let's put it that way. What do you think is the most challenging essential oil to incorporate um, into the hair situation, in terms
Um,
of like, smell? Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I have two answers to that. Number one, tea tree. I formulated many, many, many products with tea tree, and I really grew to hate the smell. Really did. Before it wasn't okay, it's tea tree, but then after a few years, it was like, no, I can't do this. But also, it is difficult. I mean, that's just my personal impression of the oil. But also, it is difficult to find oils that blend with tea tree and that smell good together. So that's a challenge. And like Lisa, I like challenges. Um, uh, perhaps unlike Lisa, they don't always work out for me. Let's just say tea tree is a challenge. There was one oil that I did reject altogether because of its odor, just because of its odor, and that was cumin seed.
Oh, yeah.
And so cumin seed is good for cumin seed is good for
Good for something.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Dandruff.
Yeah.
Cumin seed is good for dandruff, but we have many other oils that we know are also good for dandruff. So I got some and I tried blending it, and after like 5 or 10 minutes, I'm just like, no, I can't. Nothing works. It's horrible. I can't do this. It's a great oil medicinally. That's another story. But and interestingly, some of the research papers I read, probably most of them for dandruff again. It's widely researched with essential oils. And they would say, oh, we found these 10 oils were really good, but we're rejecting half of them because they don't smell good. So they're not going to go forward to the next stage of investigation, basically.
So they're
But those ones.
immediately
So
like
oils like oregano was one, thyme, and citronella I know was one too.
citronella. That's interesting.
Yes. Mm.
Because that one smells nice and yeah, that's interesting. But that's really
Well, citronella can be wonderful in a blend.
uh-huh.
Can be, but you don't want a lot of it.
Yeah.
Probably.
But that's interesting to see that like completely different approach to the research, which is we're not looking for the most efficient one. We're looking for something that we can incorporate in a commercial product. Therefore, it has to smell good as well.
It is both.
Yeah.
It is both.
Yeah. Did you sneak citronella in the course, Robert? Because I don't know. I just know that cumin didn't make it. Because I remember walking home from a dog walk. I'm like, oh, Robert, have you been working with cumin?
Yeah.
So did citronella make it somehow, somewhere?
Yeah, it might get a mention here or there.
Yeah, okay.
And tea tree, yes, we have to have tea tree.
Yeah.
We have to have, sadly, we have to have tea tree in the course. Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we got a comment from Chris saying tea tree is great, but the smell is awful. And Malu is saying I like Juniperus virginiana. Do we have juniper in this course?
We do have Juniperus virginiana, which
Mhm.
is not
Oh yeah.
known as juniper, it's Virginian cedarwood. And that features quite strongly, actually,
Okay.
in one of the lessons.
Okay. Well, Malu, if you want to join us for the course, you will experience Virginian cedarwood quite a bit, it seems. Okay, well, I maybe should have started with this question, but I got you warmed up. I got you all warmed up, both of you. Why should people want to learn to make their own hair care with essential oils?
Well, Lisa, I just spoke, so you go first.
Well, I think it's quite obvious. Why do you want to make your own hair care? This is for control, obviously. So you have complete control over what goes into your products. This is one of the reasons that I started making my own cosmetics in the first place many years ago. And one of the reasons I never stopped. I like having control of what goes into my products. And I like knowing exactly what's in there. And I like leaving things out that aren't necessary and concentrating on things that are. And being able to decide how much filler ingredients, that's really an unfair word to use, but how many fillers do I want? How many non-functional texture additive that aren't adding anything to the formula things do I want to add? Or can I find some ingredients that are going to be double functional, dual functional, that can both be a texturizer and an active ingredient at the same time? That kind of control you don't get if you're going out and buying products. You can get a lot of fun shopping. I know who doesn't love shopping, but if you have to lay the money out and you don't know what you're using until you get home and try it, and then you usually have to give any kind of product a bit of time before you can judge it, because unless you have an immediate reaction, obviously, then you don't want to continue. But the main reason is to be able to control what you're doing. That's my number one. That's my number one reason for doing the things that I do. So that's what I tell other people. Well, there. You
You
want con
you are now in control.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have to say that right now, even the shopping experience can be stressful because there are so many things. I spent a little bit yesterday because I'm in our just the supermarket aisle with the hair products. I wasn't even in a special, beauties the place, just a regular supermarket. And like I don't know. And I don't even wanna because those things are not necessarily cheap either. And I'm not gonna be, there's so many products, so many ingredients, and I don't want to try and find what would work if and shop around and try to figure it out. And so, yeah, and even the shopping isn't as fun anymore because there's just too much choice for me personally.
But also you knew you had an alternative. You're
Yeah.
in this course too.
Yeah. Oh, am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm really, really looking forward to doing solid shampoos because I have been, and Robert knows that because he knows what I use, and Lisa knows that too now as well. I have been a solid shampoo user for as long as I remember, maybe 15, 20 years. Ever since I discovered solid shampoos, I've been using solid shampoos because they last long. The ones that I would buy smell great. And but then also just kind of trying to figure out which works and which
Well,
doesn't.
just if I
Yeah.
can interject,
Yeah.
you think they smell great.
Okay. Ouch. Okay. Well, Robert, now you can customize your wife's hair and how it smells. Here we've got is that your reason why people should learn to make their own hair care, Robert? So you can customize how the ones near and dear to you smell when they walk around.
Well, just to clarify, I think an obvious point is that when you're buying a commercial shampoo, um, it has it has a smell, it has a fragrance, and the fragrance is added for the sake of having a fragrance. It's not a functional fragrance. It doesn't do anything. You might buy a shampoo and it says, contains tea tree oil. There are tea tree shampoos and hair products, which actually don't smell at all of tea tree. So if there's any tea tree in there, it's in a very, very small amount for obvious reasons. But that typifies this situation. You're not buying a shampoo with essential oils that do anything.
Hmm.
So, and Lisa mentioned having dual functions. So when we're making a product with essential oils, we have dual function control, dual function control. Um, so, it's the challenge of making something that does the job well and smells really good.
Okay.
Um, but also on this course, you will learn not only about how to formulate a product with essential oils, but you will learn about the hair. Um, this is the structure of a hair shaft. Um, this is the hair follicle. You'll learn about how oils, particularly fatty oils, are absorbed into the hair shaft, where they can do good things.
Yeah, and what happens there, and that's the usual Tisserand Institute treatments, like, oh, you thought you knew about hair. Haha. Here's a whole universe. And somehow we'll end up confusing you, but also enlightening you at the same time. Okay, a few comments here. People mentioned neem oil as being difficult to blend and make. I don't think we're having neem does not feature.
Yeah. And
Uh,
neem is mm, probably the worst smelling fatty oil. on the planet.
I'm sure there's someone who likes it, but
Well, I mean, I think the plant is native to India and it's been widely used, in Ayurvedic medicine, and more recently, including the oil. It's used in products, more medicinal products.
And then we have looks like a spontaneous discussion about oils people actually like. So we've got Rosa Damascena, Rose mentioned, patchouli, and jasmine sambac. That is another benefit of making your own products is you can make them smell exactly as you want. And they will smell exactly as they say, because that's one of my frustrations with products that are available. Even the sort of natural claiming ones in the stores, they will tell you, oh, this smells like sandalwood and eucalyptus, and it smells nothing like sandalwood or eucalyptus.
Oh, you mean they say it contains sandalwood and
No,
eucalyptus.
it's like the smell. I'm not sure if I don't think
Oh, I
I've
see. Okay.
ever even looked at whether it contains any sandalwood
No, okay.
oil in it, but it says, sandalwood scented, and
Yeah, yeah.
it cannot be further from sandalwood. It might smell nice, but it's not sandalwood.
Mm.
Okay. We had a question. Do the formulas in the course have synthetic ingredients?
Um,
Well, no.
None of the essential oils or fatty oils that I'm talking about contain synthetic ingredients. And Lisa, sorry,
Yeah, well,
interrupted.
you're right. Actually, the solid shampoos are these are based on synthetic ingredients, and this is something called Syndet. They're called Syndet shampoo bars. Syndet is short for synthetic detergent. If we had wanted to do completely natural surfactants, you would not have had any lathering or foam. Most people do not associate lathering or non-lathering or foam with cleansing. So we have chosen the route of the normal shampoo bar route, which does actually use synthetic detergent ingredients. So yes, there are some synthetic ingredients in there. The
Yeah,
rest, I'm struggling to think of. I think those are the only ones actually.
yeah. But we are definitely keeping the synthetics on the definitely safe side. Uh, and yeah, and you don't have to make everything if that's if that's your boundary. You decide what you want to do. Okay, suggestion for Rosalina as a sub for T3.
Well, I mean, the main, if I can call it an active ingredient in tea tree oil, is terpenophorol, and Rosalina contains none of that.
Hmm.
So I don't see that they would have similar properties. If you wanted to substitute something for tea tree oil, it would be marjoram oil, sweet marjoram oil, which contains almost as much terpenophorol as tea tree oil. That will be the substitute. Whether it does the same thing, we don't know. It's not been a widely researched oil, but if there is a substitute, it would be marjoram.
My unpopular opinion would be the marjoram essential oil smells worse than tea tree, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I do not like marjoram essential oil, but that's.
Oh, but you like tea tree better?
I like tea tree better than marjoram.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I like tea tree. I'm just saying that I like it better than marjoram.
Well, I suppose this is not surprising. We like different cheeses as well, don't we, sweetheart?
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Um, Lisa, we kind of touched on ingredients. What would you say is like the one ingredient that's a, an all-rounder for hair, like your all-star ingredient for hair, one thing that you should be using for your hair? That's the thing.
Well, there's a hands down answer for this one, and that is Rasool clay. It's also
Mhm.
called Gasool clay. It's also called Moroccan soap clay. It's also called Moroccan lava clay, and it's all the same ingredient. This is the most hands down amazing ingredient I've ever worked with for hair. It's also great for skin, but I literally, when I was researching it and working with it, when I discovered it some years ago, I used it.
Which century was this?
Yeah, that was way old.
Okay.
We're back in 1800 and something now. But I was so interested in the properties of it and amazed by them actually, because you can literally wash your hair and scalp with nothing but Rasool clay and water. And that's all you need. And it does a very effective job. And it was a period of almost 3 years straight that was all I used to wash my hair with. And no, it didn't look muddy, and no, it didn't look dirty. It looked completely normal like it normally does. So that's hands down my absolute favorite hair care ingredient. The coolest thing about it is it's tolerated by all hair types. It doesn't matter if you're totally dry, kinky, 4C type, or if you have fine straight hair like me, or oily or dry or anything in between. It's tolerated by all. It's a wonderful ingredient. So that's my absolute hands down favorite one.
And it is in the course as an ingredient, right?
Oh yes.
Just to be clear. Yes, it's the most wonderful ingredient, but I didn't put it in the course.
No, no, it's not in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of, I'm going to answer a couple of questions about the course. We have Agatha asking, will course take into consideration type of hair, like for example, gray hair, curly hair, etc., or more about skin type and hair type, like dry and oily? Well, I believe it's a bit of both,
Yeah,
because
all of that really.
yeah,
Yes.
uh, and we had a question about what does
For
the
for for example,
Mhm.
have oily dandruff, which is in the majority, about 70%. 30% have dry dandruff. So you'd use slightly different ingredients for those.
And that's the beauty of it. I'm going to talk about just very briefly about the course itself. So it's 4 lessons. We start with Lisa's formulation and ingredients. So we're going to look at how you make the different products that are featured in the course, which is pre-shampoo treatment, solid shampoo bars, hair mask, and hair oil. And then these are sort of your baseline products that you can customize based on what comes in the next 3 lessons, which we divided into sort of dry and damaged hair, oily hair and dandruff, and then hair loss. So that's the 3 main areas that are covered in the course in each of the lessons. But as Robert said, it's both about the scalp and the hair itself. So that when we're talking about dry and damaged hair, it's also about the hair that needs more moisture. So the hair type, curly, kinky, all of that. And then when we're talking about oily hair, we also talk about dandruff, but we also talk about the hair itself. And when we're talking about hair loss, and we're going to get to that in a moment, we're talking about different types of hair loss. And then you can take the products and look at the information that you got and the understanding that you got, and you can customize as much as you want for the hair type, for the skin type, for the smells that you like, and all of that. Okay. Uh, and Agatha is saying, found that many of your fantastic ingredients are unfortunately not available in Europe unless you know some good secret places to get them in Europe. That's another thing that you get in the course. It's a list of suppliers or will help you find things. And they should definitely be available in Europe.
Hmm.
Ah,
Can I interject?
yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that a couple of the essential oils I wanted to use in the course, when I went to see are they sold anywhere, I found that in both cases there was only one supplier that I could find in the English-speaking world, one in North America and the other one in Australia. So because we have an international audience, this is not going to, those oils are not in the course. They can't be because they're almost impossible to find. And I'll just tell you now, one of them is nutgrass oil, which is supposed to be really good for making hair grow. I'm sorry for the opposite. Sorry. Or getting rid of unwanted hair. And you will find many, many sellers of nutgrass oil. But look at the size of the bottle. They're usually in 30 milliliter, 1 ounce bottles. They're all diluted, all of them. The only supplier I could find that was just essential oil, that one was in Australia. So be warned. If you're looking for nutgrass oil, I mean, you can buy the diluted oil and use that, of course. But if you're looking for the essential oil, difficult.
Okay, and well, Robert, is there any similar question to Lisa? Is there one essential oil for hair? Like this is if you want to use one essential oil for hair. Do you have an all-star ingredient?
Tea tree. No. I actually did think momentarily of tea tree. I actually don't really have an all-star ingredient unless it would be pumpkin seed fatty oil. But I don't have an all-star ingredient that is good for all the different aspects of hair. Simply don't have one. I'll mention peppermint being great for itch. You have itchy head. Peppermint's fantastic for that. And has a couple of other uses, but there isn't really a great one.
We get rosemary mentioned a couple times in comments.
Well, rosemary is the best known oil for hair growth. It's not the only one. It's a good one, but it's not the only one. And rosemary sort of blends with tea tree a little bit, by the way. Yeah. And palmarosa was a bit of a discovery as well, because it smells nice. It's great.
Wonderful. We have a question from Rani. Hi, Rani. Thank you for being here. Will scalp conditions other than dandruff be covered, such as scalp psoriasis? And will fatty oils and butters good for afro hair be mentioned?
Fatty oils and butters. I'm talking about fatty oils. I'm not specifically talking about butters. But I think we may manage to do something between Lisa and myself on that. And I'm not specifically talking about scalp psoriasis. Actually, no. Because it's more of a focus on hair than scalp.
Thank you. And Christine is saying, I didn't think about pumpkin seed for hair. I use it for facial serums. Thank you. Okay, hair more in general. You've both done your research, your deep dives, your rabbit hole explorations on hair. What is something that you wish more people knew about hair in general? Can be, I don't want to box you into one thing, but something that you think, well, you should think about this when you think about hair.
Well, shall I say something while you're thinking, Lisa?
Yes, please.
I can see you thinking.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention about fatty acids, actually. There's not so much know about hair, but know about hair in relation to fatty oils. So, fatty oils, if you look at a breakdown of a fatty oil, it lists the fatty acids and then some small called unsaponifiable ingredients, but mainly they're fatty acids. What isn't obvious from that is that the fatty acids are all linked together into a larger molecule called a triglyceride. Not all of them in one molecule. So there are dozens and dozens and dozens of triglycerides in a fatty oil. And if you were to list all of them, I think it could be done. Yeah, it would be a massive list. But that is the form that they enter the hair in the form of triglycerides. it's not the fatty acids. So in other words, if you believe that oleic acid does this and linoleic acid does that, palmitic acid does this, to some extent that's true, but really the properties you should be looking at the properties of the fatty oil and not get too focused on the fatty acids because they don't get broken down into the fatty acids.
Okay.
That was a bit technical, wasn't it?
Mhm.
It's actually gold. That was really great information.
We're just quiet as we're digesting this information. Okay, Lisa, do you have a similar revelation about hair or in relation to hair care?
Yeah, but mine is kind of a little bit political and stuff. Yeah, one of the reasons I started doing hair, my own products overall. Excuse me, one second. Was because I didn't like the ingredients. That I was reacting to one thing and the other and the third and the other, and I was reacting to things and didn't know what. So I started researching that, it's a long process. So when I stopped dyeing my hair, when I started researching hair dyes, I stopped buying shampoos when I started researching the ingredients in shampoos. And it's kind of, my goodness, Lisa, what don't you make? I make everything. I make my toothpaste and everything else. So if you're overly sensitive, if you're overly sensitive, then you're spending your entire time trying to find something that you won't react to. And this also has to be thrown into the mix here because I have,
Russell Clay.
yes, exactly. But I react to so many things, and this probably is one of the reasons that I've gone natural, go simple, et cetera, et cetera. Less is more. So one of the things that have been a revelation to me is less is more, actually. The more you can cut out of what you're making and using on
I
on
think
your
we could
skin,
say less is better.
and less is better. Absolutely right. So yes, this is my revelation. Yeah, and don't ask me to start talking about what is in hair dye and all these other things because that's terrible. You don't want to know. Okay, it's not that bad. Mhm. It's not good though.
We're not talking about dyes,
No,
synthetic or natural,
no.
in the course.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both so much. Okay, now let's get to the question I originally wanted to start with, but then I thought, no, I'm gonna keep that one for the end. Um, Going for this course in particular, so working on this course, preparing this course, what was your least favorite or most challenging aspect of developing it?
Oh, yeah.
And what was your favorite thing about it afterwards? But let's start with the okay, it's just I can't get this around.
Can I?
Robert?
Yeah.
Um, well, I was actually surprised to discover how much published research there is on essential oils and fatty oils and hair. So that was a pleasant surprise, but that was quickly followed by, oh, yes, most of it's really terrible research. And the oh, yes is because it's the same for skin, which I've researched very, very thoroughly. A lot of research, a lot of it unusable. So that was my biggest disappointment, actually, was finding that, oh, this looks really, really useful and really, really interesting. Let's see if we can get this paper. And then you read the paper and no, not good, not good. So I don't know if that answers your question, though.
Yeah, well, if that was your least favorite thing, but that's was it more than because that's what you usually go through when we go through research. You find, you find a stack of papers, and then half of them are no good on first look, and then another half of them are no good on like when you deep dive in the paper, you're looking like, yeah, I thought this was good, but actually it's problematic. Was this more so? Did you feel like you had to reject more papers and was more frustrating than you used to?
Yeah, I would say it was half, which is
Yeah.
instead of maybe 30% to
Okay.
20% even.
Okay.
So yeah, it was more.
Okay, what was your favorite part about working on has been your favorite part of about looking at all this research and preparing the course?
Well, I think the most interesting thing was actually discovering the two main types of alopecia. I think there are, if you Google it, you get AI, but there are actually many different types of alopecia. But two main types are androgenetic and alopecia areata. And they're completely different. And that's something I did not realize. I just thought, oh, you want to make hair grow. You have alopecia, you want to make the hair grow. Well, if you have alopecia areata, then yes, rosemary oil and friends. Um, hopefully will help your hair to grow. Although there's no guarantee with any of this, but yeah, hopefully it would. But with androgenetic, we're talking about a hormonal issue. That's where the andro comes in, and androgens. So you've heard of testosterone. There's also dihydrotestosterone. And if you have a lot of dihydrotestosterone on your skin, then you may develop alopecia on your scalp in this case. So you want to inhibit DHT, dihydrotestosterone, which is completely different to let's make the hair grow.
Yeah.
So you need to know which type of alopecia you have before you can approach it. So that was the most interesting thing for me.
Okay. And Lisa, what was the most frustrating, biggest challenge about this course?
Oh, I think my main challenge is almost always how to edit myself. Because when you have all the ingredients that you know will work, this will work, that will work, and then you want to include everything and you want to make it all fit into, I've said this, it's like trying to get an elephant down into a tin can. There's a lot of information that you need in order to formulate head first. I mean, if somebody gives you, here you are, follow this, like a cooking recipe, follow this, and then you make that, and there you go. And that's fine. You learn how to do that, but then you don't learn how to create. And editing myself so that I can provide tools for people to like. And in order to give them tools, you have to give them the knowledge behind each tool. You know, this ingredient, that ingredient is good, and don't do that and that. And then there's all these extra things that, well, this should be added too, because if people don't understand pH, and then if they don't understand, then all of a sudden I'm trying to get everything down to a tin can. So that's my biggest challenge at any given time, is
You
trying to
just need
limit.
a very large tin can, Lisa.
But then people fall asleep, Robert, even I do. I mean, you got to make it interesting too, you know.
I mean, to get the elephant in, you need a very big tin can.
Yes, you do.
And maybe a baby elephant, and there you go.
Well, I'll try and work with that in the future. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Elephants and tin cans. Okay, and what was your favorite part specific to this course? Would
I like the idea because even though, yeah, this is again creating this toolkit. My favorite part is still we're still on the same leg here, editing, but editing in such a way that you actually end up with an operational tray of tools here that you can pick up and do. That was also, it's fun when it starts to work. So it starts to be challenging and oh my God, how am I going to get all this on here and in here? And then all of a sudden it starts to fall into place. And that's when it really gets fun. So yeah, it's the same job that starts out, you know, a little bit hair raising. Oh, hair raising, how very pertinent to this. And then ends up falling into place. So it is pretty much the same with me every time I'm trying to develop something that let's make this so that it's um, easy to digestible. It's easily digestible. You know, the information is digestible and it also makes sense and it also is inspiring at the same time so that people have something that, oh, that was new. I didn't know that. Oh, now I know where I can find more information on that. So that's the fun part is when you get the toolkit together and see that it works.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, and I think, you can think it may be obvious from what Lisa and I are saying that a lot of work goes into something that you don't see all the work that goes into it, basically. It's a bit bigger than what you actually end up with.
Yeah.
A lot bigger.
I think it was, or it is attributed to Steve Jobs that, when you have a product, just keep taking stuff out until there's nothing more you can take out. And that's a little bit how we work. Well, we get a big elephant and then we try to shrink it to be a baby and put it in a tin can.
So buy our tin can.
Via a tin can. I've been putting a link to more information on the course, which if you go to tisserandinstitute.org/haircare, one word, hair care, you will find on all the information, all the dates for the course, more information about the individual lessons, more bio of Lisa and Robert in case you're not familiar with their impressive, incredible experience. Honestly, my favorite thing about this course is that we're really bringing the top skills of both Robert and Lisa together. In the course that they teach together, which is our formulation course, Robert talks about blending essential oils, which is one of his skills, but this is all of it. So we have Lisa's incredible, creative, skilled mastermind of creating products that are efficient and wonderful. And that's my favorite thing with Lisa's courses is you get the knowledge to tweak it yourself. So you're guided to, okay, this is what's going to work. You can make these little adjustments so that it works exactly for you. And this is how.
I like the idea of guided tweaking.
Guided tweaking. Yeah.
One of the perks of the course. Guided tweaking.
Guided tweaking and dual function control. And then on the other hand, you've got Robert, who's extremely skilled at doing the research, sieving through, literally going through dozens of papers at least for this course. I haven't even counted the pile.
A couple of
And
hundred, I think.
yeah, and finding what is relevant and putting it in context so that with your skill set from Lisa and that you can see, okay, this is what I can use. This is now I understand how this works. Now I understand how to determine which alopecia and how to tackle it. And then now I can create exactly what I want. So that's my favorite thing. That's what I'm most excited about this course is the combination of these two geniuses that I get to work with.
My goodness.
Okay. I'm good to go. Realized I need to wash my hair. Great to listen. Sounds like a brilliant course. Thank you. Thank you for all of you who tuned in for the live. I believe it's going to be on our channel. So if you joined us a little bit later, just, go back and watch what we talked about. Do you have anything that you wanted to say that I did not give you the opportunity to say, Robert or Lisa?
Oh. Mm. I'm thinking. My turn to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, Lisa, anything you would like to add?
I hope that many of you will want to join us, and I'm very excited about showing you our latest toolkit and hope you enjoy it too.
Hey, so everyone go to tisserandinstitute.org/haircare for the information about the course. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. Thank you, Robert, for being here. Thank you for talking hair. And thank you, everyone who has joined us for this live. This was really fun. Thank you.
And goodbye.